You are live. It is Friday, and welcome to Chairboys Live episode number 6. Somehow we've managed to keep this rolling. 5 episodes down, a 6th one for you today. And thank you straight away with the first comment, as always, to Liam and to Aaron White. So bear with us just 1 second. We're going to go and share the link across social media and make sure we get as many of you dialed in as possible. I hope you're enjoying a lunch break from whatever you've been doing today. Whether that's work, homeschooling, daytime television, whatever it might be that you've been up to. Thank you for joining us here on Chairboys Live. Big hello to David, Miriam as well. You've been able to join us live. Thank you to everyone that's been able to watch previous episodes back. I know there are awkward times of day sometime, quite a lot going on, but we've really been pleased with the numbers of you that have been tuning in, whether it's been live or watching the back. Afternoon to Tom Hancock. Afternoon to Vinny. Jonathan, has anyone played Bayo's new game? Yeah, look it out on social media, on Bayo's Instagram and Twitter pages. I think he's released a new app, and it's one of those kind of chase the coins type games. I was hooked on it last night, but I didn't get very far. Let's get a few more viewers into the room. I'm just going to share the link out across social media as we go. Afternoon to Ben. Mark Heath, how you doing? Good to hear from you, mate. I'm all right, thank you. Paul McLeod and Suzanne, thank you for joining us. To Neil as well. Mike Williamson, Jody, David Alderman. Chairboys Live is bigger than the Champions League right now. Well, I'd agree. Chairboys Live has had more viewers than any Champions League match in the past 6 weeks. Think about that. Hello to Connor Wilkinson, Tony Sutton up in Downley. My dad watching and listening while painting an internal door. So you'll be watching paint dry and doing some decorating. So that's good to know. Ben Keane, good afternoon. Luke Butler. Stuart Barnes joining us live for the first time. Thank you for your comment. Samuel Humphreys, Simon, Robin. Whoa, there's loads of you all flying in at once. Donna, Rachel and Andy. We've had some regular viewers on every episode, which we've really enjoyed. Thank you to all of you who have been joining us on a regular basis. Before we get some guests into the room, I wanted to say, firstly, the Wanderer Wall is live to the public now, so you can go on wandererwall.com and buy your tile on a new display outside the players' entrance. They're selling really fast. I think we're at 400 already now. So thank you to everyone that's bought your tile already. It's £60 for the one, or you can get a replica sent to your home as well. That's £95 in total. Thank you to Ryan, Amy and Cora. Hope you guys are doing well. Afternoon to Lee. Simon has ordered his tile this morning. To Ronnie, to Ross, to Paul Lewis, to Elvis. Elvis is in the building. To Karen. There's loads more of you. Loads of comments flying in. I can't get through them all. Got too many things going on at once. Some birthday messages as well. I promised to shout out to Simon Halls, who turned 50 at the weekend. Also to Theo Ward, who was 10 yesterday. Theo was meant to be a mascot against Gillingham, which would have been last Saturday. So unfortunately, that wasn't able to take place. And also to Michelle Phillips, who was going to celebrate her birthday, which I think is on Sunday, up at Accrington, which would have been our last game of the season. Sorry, obviously, that wasn't able to take place, but I hope you're having a nice long birthday weekend, whatever it is you'll be up to. Nathan, to Josh, Mike and Kathy. Jay has bought his tile. Thank you very much. Saz has got her or your tile, and Samuel as well. Right, we're going to get some viewers into the room. I don't think Pete is joining us today. Those regular viewers amongst you will be familiar with Pete. He might pop in later, but there's loads of things going on today. So Pete is busy elsewhere. In fact, thank you to Rob, because I foolishly arranged 2 things for 1 o'clock, one of which was a very important work call. One of them was Chairboys Live, and one of them had to get switched. So it's the work call that's coming later. But thank you to Rob for allowing Chairboys Live to go ahead at the planned time of 1 o'clock. And also, don't forget, if you saw on social earlier, the Carabao Cup social pages are replaying in full our League Cup game against Chelsea on their social pages. That's tomorrow, Saturday, 3 p.m. So you can watch back the time that Jose Mourinho brought Chelsea down to Adams Park. I won't spoil it for you, but it was a good night for the Chairboys. Right, we're going to get some guests into the room, and I'm going to start with a returning star from episode 1, if you remember, all the way back to last Monday. And this is quite a coup for us to secure this guy, because since that happened, he's now become worldwide famous on the computer phenomenon that is FIFA. Ladies and gents, put your arms together, your hands together, and everything else together. Joe Jacobson in the room. JJ, how you doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me on again.
Well, it's been a pleasure. I would say, it'd be a rare occasion to get you on with all the fame that's going on. You've been pimping yourself out to every podcast going, though, so it's not that much of a coup to get you on, is it? You've been keeping yourself busy in the media, I see, over the past few days.
What else is there to do at this time? I had loads of offers for 1 o'clock on Friday, but this definitely takes reins for me, and all the other things are insignificant compared to this.
Absolutely. Your appearance fee is in the post. I'm going to welcome in 2 first-time visitors to Chairboys Live. So, ladies and gents, please welcome goalkeeper Cameron Yates. Cam, how you doing, mate?
Well, thank you, mate. How are yourself?
We're all good, thank you. We're supposed to be joined by
What is that?
Commenters, I think we've already had.
My new look, mate. It's my new look. It's my lockdown look, mate.
Nice.
Following the trend of lockdown haircuts, we managed to get Jacob to reveal his the other day. He was keeping his under a cap for pretty much all the episode, but right towards the end, he got it off, and it's looking like it needs a trim. Did you see Jason's new Barnet, by the way?
Oh,
I'm having it. I think it's all right. Yeah.
He's just gone for the Ryan Allsop highlights look.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
If I had a bit more about me, I'd do it myself. But Mrs. won't let it happen, unfortunately.
I'm worried you've got a head injury, Cam. You look like Terry Butcher with the bandage on.
It is the look I'm going for, to be fair. The old Terry Butcher.
I'm just seeing some other comments come in. Samuel, Joe, is this going to come up? Joe, you're my favourite player. We received a lovely message in with Joe from somebody in Argentina, and it just ended with tell Joe Dickinson, who's a legend.
Thank you. He knows his
Johnny
stuff.
Sullivan agrees. Gareth as well. Stuart, Claire. Sergio Torres did that look years ago. Yeah, Sergio, the Argentine with the Alice band. So, you're just on trend. And to Megs as well, thank you for joining us. Right, let's get another player into the building, a first-time participant on Chairboys Live. And I would guess, without welcoming into the room, there's a pretty regular, not too controversial hairstyle, because he's one of the most sensible chaps in the squad. Let's have a look at Mr. David Wheeler, everyone. There you go. Dave, you haven't changed.
Do you say
getting a bit thicker? It's getting a bit thicker on top, though.
Yeah, it is a bit.
Did you say sensible there or boring?
Yeah.
Same thing, isn't it?
I'm going with sensible. David, how's lockdown been?
Yeah, all right. Considering, obviously, it's getting a bit frustrating now. Quite difficult, I think, to just keep fit and stuff. 'Cause obviously going out for one run or a cycle a day, and it just gets a bit monotonous without a ball. I've never been massively interested in staying fit without a football, so it's quite difficult. But yeah, other than that, fine. Got a lot of other things going on, so yeah, all good.
Good stuff. And I always bring it back to the football, because we're now into May, and it's horrible to think our last game was in February. But for your first season at the club, I imagine you can't have been more pleased with how it's gone on a personal and a team level.
Yeah, definitely. On a personal level, I hadn't played loads in the previous couple of seasons, so it was great to be playing regularly and being part of the team again. So I think most of the lads would say, when it comes to it, just being involved in that team, that squad every week is just such a good feeling. From a team perspective, coming in, I've said it loads of times before, but coming in and saying, we're favourites to get relegated, and we are where we are is pretty cool. So yeah, can't really complain.
Cam, how have you been keeping busy in lockdown? Whereabouts in the world are you?
Back in Leicester with my dad. So yeah, it's pretty monotonous. Like we were saying, we need to do so much in it. So I've been playing the guitar, trying to teach my dad the guitar, but that's a task in itself. And just trying to stay fit, watching a lot of Game of Thrones back, and yeah, that's pretty much it so far.
We had an episode on Wednesday, and Rocky, and I think a couple of others tipped you as having the best music taste in the squad as well. You must be quite pleased with that. There's some quite eclectic tastes going around.
Well, yeah, I think my music is pretty niche nowadays. I think You got to really enjoy it to appreciate it. But yeah,
I appreciate Cam's playlist, to be fair. But
thank you,
yeah,
David.
I do.
Yeah, it's nice to get a bit of a change up from the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proper music that requires a bit of talent to make, I believe. What I found.
I saw some the other day. Some of the Premier League goalkeepers have had like those drill machines in their gardens where they just put the ball in and it pings it out. I imagine for a kind of lower league goalkeeper, do you have to just kick the ball against the wall and like wait for it to bounce back again?
Pretty old school. Pretty old school. I haven't quite acquired the fundage for that yet. But
wasn't there like a kid? I think like I saw something on Twitter a while ago where there was a kid he was like volleying the ball up against his fence or something, and then like diving across the goal, sort of thing. I can't remember.
Yeah,
and, like I think someone, some top player, like promised to like go around and take shots against him or something. I can't remember.
Do you remember that? Yeah, it was a Premier League keeper or something. Saw this kid who was just basically sorting out his own drills in his garden. It was fantastic. I used to do that. I'd end up just banging the ball against the window or going over the fence. So not the best. More comments coming in for you, Dave. I mean, you obviously made yourself a terrace hero, I think, in was it the second home game, that game against MK? I mean, that's got to be one of the standout moments of the season for you, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's not been many more goals other than that one, but like it was. I think it was quite funny because I was on the bench for that game, and I come on, and I remember warming up, and I can't remember who I was talking to, but I was warming up, and my ankle was killing me. Like I think I've been having some trouble with it in pre-season, and I was thinking, oh geez, like coming on, like my ankle's in bits, like, and we need to go and win the game, and then obviously that happened. Like couldn't have gone any better, really.
It was an amazing moment. Nick Freeman with the assist as well. Like that autumn was all about like the Freeman interchange. It was like so many good movements.
We watched it back like because Josh Hart's doing like compilations for us, like highlights and stuff. We watched like some of Nick's highlights back, and like that it was a lot better than I actually remembered. Like, 'cause obviously I was on the end of it, so I can't really remember seeing it like from that angle before. And he does a little bit like sort of a Cruyff or something before he gets to that point, and then clips it. And it was like a really, it wasn't like he just sort of aimlessly driven, but it was like right sort of directed in the specifically. So
Joe, I haven't forgotten you scored in that game as well, but you scored in pretty much every game this season. So.
It was a big one though for the rivalry and stuff, and to get a last minute. And was that the week before the Southend or the week after?
That was the week before. Yeah, we had
it's just started us up, and it just gives you that massive confidence and that like that aura of we're just in games and things like that, and it makes people kind of stand up that you get last minute winners. You never get last minute winners when you're battling relegation and things like that. So it was to start the season in that way is pretty cool.
Cool. Well, I'm going to introduce our next guests. There's two of them, and I did say that we don't have Pete today, but we do have some professionals to come and help us host the show. So a few weeks ago, we actually promised these guys that they would host one of our Bean with the Shot special episodes on YouTube, and we were planning for that, and they were going to come to the training ground and speak to you guys. But obviously lockdown happened, they weren't able to do so. So they've been probably the most talked about people on the show. I think they get mentioned in every episode. They're always watching, they're always commenting, and they are possibly two of the most popular supporters for the gifts they bring. So that's why I haven't talked to you yet, Joe, about your FIFA accolades, because I've got a feeling it's coming up. But ladies and gents, please welcome I believe our youngest participants, apart from a couple of the players' kids that have arrived. We've got Jake and Stanley in the room.
Hey.
How you doing, guys?
Hello, boys.
Yeah,
guys, I mentioned, we talk about you a lot, and you're very popular with the boys. Why is that? Why do the boys know you two so well?
Sweets.
Sweets.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We've got tomato.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. Do you do a delivery service? Can you post them out to the boys, do you think?
Not really.
No. Okay. Make sure you don't go shy on camera for us, boys, because you're two of the least shy guys we know. What have you
I've
two
been really excited for this.
What's that?
I've been really excited for this. See these guys.
Yeah, I know. We've been looking forward to it. What have you boys been doing in lockdown?
I've just been playing cricket and football at the back. That's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and the electronics.
Electronics, yeah.
No.
And do you guys play FIFA?
What?
Do you play any FIFA?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened last Friday? Do you remember the news that came out?
JJ made the team of the season.
I was playing the FIFA game and then,
JJ,
then
how,
I got his 85 rated team of the season left back card.
Nice.
well, yeah. Joe, how did that feel to receive that accolade? I know kind of there's a lot of team of the season things going around, but this is quite an important one from EA Sports.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't actually play the game, but obviously you see it everywhere. It's all over social media. It's, you know, a lot of boys play it and talk about it. So it's yeah, pretty cool to be put into that team. Especially that it was that, you know, the whole of the Football League. It was yeah, a proud moment for me, and I've always been desperate to get one of those shields that I see Bayo's always putting himself in and things like that. So yeah, that was the biggest thing. The first thing I said to you, Matt, wasn't it? It was like, I want to how do I get one of those things?
I know, you sent me begging back to the EFL. I'm like, thanks for this is great. Any chance of getting one of these shields, mate? But they came through, didn't they?
They did. Do you want to have a look at it? Got it
Yes,
here
we
with
do.
me.
Oh, show us.
Oh, he's got it handy
It
as
is.
well.
Got it here.
Nice.
I can just talk to you like this if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did. It came this morning. So
I think the pace
I
is a
tried
bit
to-
suspect, isn't
Yeah,
it?
what's going on with the pace on that? What's
Show us the stats.
I know. I must have had a slow day that day.
happened?
So if you can see.
Will, do you are you FIFA players, Football Manager, or not have time for it, or what?
Yeah, I'm a FIFA player.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely would like to. I used to be like mad on both and haven't done for like years, but yeah, I think that there's definitely scope for it happening in the next few weeks because I'm running out. I'm running out of things to do housework. So, but what was that DRI? What is that dribbling?
Yeah. I think
I've
I dribbled
never
once
seen you
this season.
dribble in my life. Not even in training.
Do you know what? I've had more abuse for getting this and no stats than I have the rest of my career, I think. Just from mates telling me that it's all lies. It's all lies. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's on paper, isn't it?
It's on paper. It's
There you
there.
go.
Exactly. If it was on Twitter and Instagram, that means it's real.
It's
Yeah,
official,
exactly. Fact.
Yeah.
So, Jake and Stanley, have you prepared anything, knowing you were coming onto the show today? What have
Yeah.
you got planned?
Boys.
So you know, before football got cancelled, Bayo and JJ were doing who could score the most goals that season, and when it resumes, who will be the top goal scorer? Do you think, out of Bayo or JJ?
There's only one winner there.
Yeah, and it's this
Oh, of
man.
course, it's Bayo.
You think, who do you guys think? So
Depends who gets on
Yeah,
penalties,
yeah.
doesn't it?
JJ.
Mm.
As long as the boys
Come
keep
on,
diving in
JJ.
the penalty area, I've got a chance.
I think if it's close at the end, Bayo could bully Joe off the penalties.
Yeah, he probably
agree.
did.
Bayo's already got his record now, hasn't he? Of like our record ever goal scorer. He can ease off now. You know, he's
Yeah, he needs to chill. That's it.
I like the confidence though, lads, that you said when the season resumes.
Mm.
Yeah, it'd be good to have football back, wouldn't it, boys? Even if you have to watch it on the telly. You know, I bet you're missing it just as much as we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's been your favourite game of the season so far?
Probably when JJ scored the hat trick.
It's all right, that one, isn't it?
Rochdale away or Rochdale at home.
Rochdale, yeah? Why, do you not like Rochdale or something, or were they just good games?
No, I don't. No, it's because my uncle's a Rochdale fan and I like rubbing it in his face when we win.
Oh,
Remember this
Boys,
game?
what have you been? Oh, nice. Boys, what have you been doing with all the sweets that you've been stocking up for the last 2 months?
Eating them.
We put some in our cups.
Your cups?
Yeah, look.
Excellent. Is that a Wycombe Wanderers cup I saw as well?
Yes.
Is it everything you own? Is everything Wycombe Wanderers on it? We're gonna come to some viewer questions as well, but guys, you get your questions ready as well, Jake and Stanley.
You've got
Maynard
Maynard
has asked the question. Best moment in a Wycombe shirt. JJ, the hat trick, was it? Promotion?
Yeah, the adulation of promotion will be anything that you do on a personal level, just because you can enjoy it with everyone, your mates, and that lasted for the days afterwards, the rest of the week, when we had the Player of the Year awards, then we went away together. So that went on for weeks and weeks. As soon as the hat-trick game was over on the Monday, it was all about what's going on next week. So definitely promotion, 100% for me.
Wheels, I know we talked about MK, but there must be a few other sort of games or performances or goals that stand out for you.
Yeah, that one's definitely up there. I think the away win at Rotherham was really enjoyable, because I think it was 1-0? Was it 1-0? I think it was 1-0, and it was just a really solid performance. And it's sort of I think we were either top or I think we were still top at that point. It was just to go there and beat a team like that, and I wouldn't say we were comfortable, but I felt I was pretty confident throughout the game we were going to win it. So I think that was a good moment as well.
And Cam, I know you haven't had too many minutes on the pitch, but you've been amongst the squad, virtually every match day now for the past season and a half or so. Which moments sort of stand out for you as being a part of it?
I think I would say when we played Southend away last season, that was a massive win. I think people were starting to write us off a little bit, that we were really looking like we were going down at one point, but we kind of knew that we were never in trouble as a group, and I think that win pretty much put us on course of staying up, and that was a massive win.
I'm going to go to Gareth Evans, who seems to be prolific with asking this question when we do Beam with the Shot, so we'll throw it out now as a quick fire one, but favourite cheeses?
Wheels is a big cheese fan, isn't you, Wheels?
Yeah, it's a tough decision. So one of the blue cheeses, I reckon. I reckon either Roquefort or Gorgonzola, one of them.
Fantastic, classy. Cam?
That hot Mexican cheese that you can get, like the spicy cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of me. That I'll take that.
Maybe not quite so cultured, but I like it. JJ?
No, not really.
I don't eat a lot of cheese, but I like Port Salut. That's my favourite cheese. That's my go-to if I ever go and get some.
Okay. What about you boys? You big cheese fans?
Not really.
No.
I've got a question for Mr. David Wheeler, though.
Yeah.
What was it like to score against your old club, MK Dons?
Obviously, being at my new club Wycombe, it was great. It was a great feeling, and scoring the winners always brilliant. Obviously, always a little bit strange, when you score against your old club. And it was only a couple of months since I'd been there, if that, when we got promoted. But yeah, it was a great feeling.
I've got a good question here. So, Cam, I don't know if you've seen previous episodes. Stocko stole the show last Wednesday. He was rather eccentric. Rocky was a good laugh the other day. Obviously, you trained closely with them, and Andy as well, who had a fair amount to say about the two of them as well. But what is it like as a group, your little GK union at the club?
Yeah, we've got a really good dynamic, and obviously it's great to train with keepers such as Stocko and Rocky, who've been in the game for a long time. As a young goalie, pick their brains a lot, can watch them, see how they go about their stuff on match days, see how they go about their warm-up and their preparation. And just as eccentric as Stocko, I don't think there's anyone quite as eccentric as Stocko on the planet, let alone in the club. So, yeah, probably not. And I'd never dye my hair white. So.
You don't need to.
I don't need to. I've got a white bandana, innit? Got it sorted.
There you
Exactly.
Not though. I was on Instagram last night scrolling through, and it came up as a live. And Darius has been doing a lot of live videos. He's sort of starting out as a life coach, and he had Stocko on, and it was fascinating. It was a whole other side to Stocko that we didn't see last Wednesday. It was a really nice chat, very intellectual between the two of them. Which I know Stocko's got a lot of different dimensions to him, but it was quite nice to follow that. A good question for you, Wills, from Neil. Because you're as one of the players who sort of speaks up about issues that are going on around the country. What have you got planned for after football? I know it's too early to say. We hope to see you on the pitch for many more years, but is politics and that kind of sphere something you'd be interested in?
I don't know about like actually being a politician, but definitely being like involved. Like I've been involved in campaigns before. So yeah, like definitely being involved in the future, like for sure. But actually being a politician, I think it's like you can often like enact change more when you're not a politician, just sort of from the outside. And also like you get so much abuse. Like it's just like I get a decent amount of abuse as it is, and I just put the odd drop the odd bomb here and there, like. On Twitter and just see what happens. Yeah, so probably not, but you never know, I suppose.
JJ, not quite such a taxing question for you, but I was asked this the other day by when the Athletic were doing their team of the season. They included you, and they texted me to say, just checking, but when he scores from corners, does he mean to do it? Like, is he actually aiming to score? And I was like, yeah, of course. Like, he doesn't fluke anything. But, in your own words, those two in particular against Lincoln?
I don't know necessarily about definitely just shooting a goal, but we do a lot of work on set pieces. Dobbo does a lot. And if there's ever a weakness, he'll find it from the opposition. And sometimes he just says, put it on top of the goalkeeper, on top of the goal. And, it might cause problems. And, the strength we've got in the air attacking, sometimes it causes a diversion. The ball found itself in a few times. So I think the Lincoln ones, I was definitely trying to put it on top of the goal and on top of the keeper. I think Wheels made a great decoy run for the first Lincoln goal that went in and caused havoc at the near post, and it just meant everyone else missed it. So, but there's a great video of behind the goal when the second corner beforehand, and loads of fans were shouting to shoot, shoot, shoot. And yeah, as soon as I hit it, it went in. I just turned around to them and was like, there you go, done.
Ledge.
I just wondered the fight we had to have with to actually get you the hat trick, because Quest were there and doing the highlights show, and obviously like the free kick was yours, and then the first corner it was kind of like debatable if anyone touched it on the line. But once you scored the first corner, definitely was yours, and we got it in the end. That worked all right. Boys, if you're still there, I've got a question for you that's just come, and this is from Claire. Who's your mum's favourite player and why?
Okay. Namdi off the ball, and I think my mum will kill me if I answer the other one.
Go on.
No.
He likes Namdi, but she said she likes Namdi because he has a nice bum.
Get him on. I'll message him. Him now.
Yeah.
Get him on.
This is an open and honest chat show. It's okay.
He's running away.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic. And boys, have you got any more questions for the players while they're here?
I do.
Yeah, we have a few
Go on.
What was your first impression of Wycombe and how has it changed?
Great question.
Who's that to?
Who's going to go first?
What was that
All
question?
of
Sorry,
them.
I missed that.
Every one of you.
What was your first impression of Wycombe and how has it changed?
For me, it was because I've been there 6 years now. From when I first entered the building, lots of things have changed. Lots of things have improved. Everything from the food we get before and after training, the facilities inside the gym, the pitches, the little equipment we get. Everything's improved over the years and carries on improving. I know they're really keen to keep that going, keep that momentum of redoing the training ground and making the pitches better, etc. So for me, I've seen that progress definitely off the pitch, and that what Wycombe are really good at is they've never had the biggest budget to spend on players and things, but they'll always look after you. You know, the food we get is the best I've ever had at another club. I don't know about what the other boys say, but little things like that, they really do look after you, and it makes it, you know, a great place to be. So that's why all the boys tend to stay around for hours after training, socialising and enjoying themselves.
Yeah, I haven't. Obviously, I've not quite been here for 6 years, but I think the first thing that really struck me was like how welcoming the club actually was. I mean, when I left Leicester at the beginning of last season, I went on trial a lot of places, and when you go on trial at places, you're just there. You know what I mean? No one really tends to bother you until you actually got the contract. But when the day I walked into Wycombe, I got welcomed by every single player and staff. It was like I'd been at the club for months, like the way people were treating you and talking to you. So I think just the first impression was just like how the club really is. It's like a family club. People actually do care about each other. Staff care about the players care about the players. Like, it's really a homely environment. And like JJ said, that's why people like sticking around. That's why people are actually genuinely mates at this club. They're not just teammates, they're actually mates.
Yeah, for me, like very, very similar to Cam, really. But like, I mean, I obviously played against Wycombe for years, like for Exeter, and like I always hated playing Wycombe because I was just knew it was just going to be a really tough game. Like I was going to get knocked about, and it was going to be tough. But like, you know, since coming into the club, like I was having a chat with Dobbo at one point, and he was saying, like, you know, when I first come in, I was quite quiet, like a bit sort of sheepish, but I don't think that like lasted very long because, like Cam said, like everyone's so welcoming, and we all get on with each other and have a chat and stuff, and yeah, so you know, you get it's nice, you get to see that other side of the club.
Wills, I remember the day you signed was, I think it was the afternoon, and we'd announced Fred in the morning. And that was obviously like one of the most highly anticipated signings because it'd been talked about for so long. Was Fred going to come back? And we'd got Trevor as chairman to do the mic drop announcement, which kind of went semi-viral. I remember I was like, oh my God.
That was brilliant.
I was like, I'd seen you play so many times for Exeter, so I'm thinking like, we've got two like unbelievable players all in the same day, but how are we going to top Fred's announcement? And we even offered Fred the chance that he would mic drop your announcement, and he looked at me dead. He was like, no, I don't think.
He saw Trev's and just realised there was no way he was going to do any better than that.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Any more questions, boys?
Yeah. Does Dale want to beat me up because I called him an old man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Simple
It's a family-friendly show, Stanley. Don't worry, you're safe. Jake, you got a question?
Yeah. In the current squad, who would you choose to be in lockdown with and why? And who wouldn't you choose and why?
Great question.
Well, I spent about 3 weeks in lockdown with Pato, and that was a very interesting experience every day, living with Alex. And I think I'd probably stick with him. I enjoy spending time with him. He's a very colourful character, as everyone knows at the club. And he's good entertainment. He's good entertainment when there's nothing else to do.
Nice. What about least likely, though, Cam?
Sorry?
Who would you least like to spend lockdown with? Andy?
No comment on Andy. I think I would end up picking Josh Parker purely for the reason that I don't think I could have my ear chewed off every single day about how 5G is going to cause the end of the world.
Okay, fair. Boys, what do you reckon?
I reckon I would pick JJ purely because I think he would we'd be able to have an argument / debate for like days on end, and that would sort of take up a lot of time. So I think we both got some serious stamina for arguing with each other. So I think that's strategically, I think that's definitely up there. I think least likely, even though like obviously we get on really well, I reckon Blooms, purely because he would just make me feel terrible about myself, because every 5 seconds he'd be planking or doing press ups or like doing a spin, or like he'd just be exercising 24/7, and I'd just feel guilty. So probably least likely Blooms.
Okay,
that's a good one. I feel obliged to say Wheels now.
No, you don't say me. You just wouldn't want to lose arguments all the time.
I'll be honest. I'm not sure if I could do it for 3 months. Do you know who? A bit random. The only one I'd think about doing it is with Stocko, just because you know you could be on his lake, you could be in his pool, you could be in his tennis court, you could be everywhere. And just have your own space. You could be at like Centre Parks living at Stocko's house.
It's a good point.
So I'd say that. I think living with Scotty Cashgett couldn't be too easy. I think, I'm not sure he'd be able to do anything by himself. I think you'd have to feed him, you'd have to bath him, you'd have to, he'd be having a little baby in the house, and he'd be non-stop. Scotty can't just sit there in silence and be on his own. He'd be annoying you, he'd be niggling at you all day long. So I think Scotty'd be the one.
That's all we do.
Who would you choose, boys? Who do you think would be a good housemate? Don't know.
Probably JJ.
Yeah. We get on well.
Who did you choose?
Wheeler.
You got to say that, though, haven't you? You got to say that.
Go on then.
Have you been keeping in contact with Scotty, the bus driver?
Wow.
I haven't. No, I actually haven't. Unfortunately, I don't have any contact for him.
I like this question from Toby. As I said earlier, Wheels, I remember when we signed you, I remember thinking, thank God for that, because every time you played against us for Exeter, you seemed to torment us. But yeah, you two must have come up against each other quite a bit, JJ and Wheels.
Yeah, I can remember playing against you a few times. I used to hate it when he started out really wide and the ball would be on my head and he'd just come over and run over, and there'd be an elbow, there'd be a shoulder into me, and he'd flick it on. And yeah, he was always one. It was really difficult to play against. So I'm glad he's on my team now, not up against me.
Like same really. Like always, if ever I had a baggy touch, which was quite often, I'd get smashed by JJ. So it was I definitely like come off with a couple of cuts here and there playing against JJ, I think, over the years.
JJ, did you play in the one, remember straight after Tottenham? We went down to Exeter on that Tuesday night.
No, we spoke about this. Like
I didn't go. I didn't travel down, no.
No, I remember we got there and Gaz just came out to do his team news and he was like, Matt, I've had to make 9 changes. Everyone's knackered. Because we'd gone 16 games unbeaten and then lost to Tottenham, and obviously it sapped a lot out of the boys. And I remember Wheels and Ollie Watkins, and we just got torn apart that night. I think that was like that was like we caught you at a good time and you caught us at a bad time, because we were on a really, really good run as well. And it was probably going to be a really good game had it not have happened where you had to swap so many players around.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you, Cam, from Zebra Outrider, who's been a regular viewer. When trying to save a penalty, I'm sure this happens quite a lot in training. Are you a guesser, or can you read the steps, or is it research in advance, or what comes into it when you're facing a penalty?
Well, we do a lot of research in advance, and to be fair, it's the first club I've been at where we actually do look at the penalties and try and figure out where we're going. So we'll have meetings before the game and review all their penalty takers, try and pick out a rhythm or a pattern, and try and make a decision before the game where we're going to go. But then obviously you got to trust your instinct as well. If you think he's going to change it up, then you've got to mix it up. I mean, Rocky's saved a couple of penalties, to be fair, since I've been here, so it works pretty well. So credit to Andy and Rocky and Stocko for everyone putting their 2 pence in and trying to figure out the patterns.
And if it was you against JJ in training, who'd come out on top in penalties? How many would you save out of 10, do you reckon?
I'll let JJ tell me how many he'll score, then I'll go off that.
I'm going to say 10 pens, 10 goals.
Yeah, wouldn't disagree, to be fair.
What is the score?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever saved a pen off JJ. So
I reckon 10. You got a good shout though, Cam. I reckon you'd save 2.
I reckon I'll get 2 or 3. 2 or 3. If he misses a target, I count it as a save.
Yeah, we don't really practice too many penalties in a proper situation.
Nah.
Maybe we should start. Have a go.
Maybe we should, and we can answer the question.
Yeah.
Boys, next question from you.
Um,
Have you got one?
Yeah. Who in the squad is most likely to be a manager?
Some good contenders there, I think.
I think Matt Bloomfield.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Wycombe,
probably Blooms because he's like 40 already, isn't he? So
Blooms is 100%, going to be a manager, and I think,
yeah, he'd be a great manager.
Yeah.
I think,
it'd be, I think, whenever the gaffer decides to move on, or if that ever happens, then I think the first person that the club would like to look to step into his shoes would be Blooms. But he's still got, like Will said earlier about his fitness, he's still got years left in him, he thinks. So I can't see that happening anytime soon. But he's got that brain. I think he's done his badges and things like that. So he's definitely one to watch out for.
Cam, why is it, do you think, you don't see many goalkeepers in management? There really haven't been many, have there? Is it all because they're all just mad, do you think?
I think it's more because everyone hates goalkeepers. Really.
How many have there been? I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like in the 92 clubs. I don't know.
I think they're all a bit
I've
simple.
never heard of one. I don't think I've ever heard of one at a top club. I mean,
Well,
JJ and Will
if
probably
you
have more
go
knowledge than me.
If you go into an interview and you've got a bandana on,
Case
straight
in
away.
point. Case in point. Look at
I'm
him.
just
Yeah.
no,
Would you
I mean,
hire?
yeah.
I don't have any ambition to be a manager, so
You say that now. We're all like that. When we were your age, mate.
I think
do you remember being my age, Will? That's quite a long time ago for you, isn't it?
Nuno was a goalkeeper. Yeah, Nuno was a goalkeeper. Tim Flowers was a good shout. Nigel Adkins.
Brian McDermott, was he one?
I don't think so. Kevin Blackwell, I just googled, was one as well. So there have been a few.
Yeah.
There's a good question I like from Lisa actually. Once lockdown's over, everyone's been thinking about this, haven't they? When the announcement comes, lockdown's over, you can leave the house. What's the first thing you'd do?
Go back to training.
Yeah.
Great answer.
That's probably what we'll have to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bleep test, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo-yo test. Probably go out for a meal out, I reckon.
yeah.
Mm.
Boys, what about you? What's the first thing you want to do? Get back to Adams Park and hand out some sweets?
I think I'd probably go to the shops to buy some sweets.
Yeah.
No, I would go to the shops, buy some sweets, and then give them all to. Then buy 11 packs of Skittles, and then give the whole starting 11 some.
Nice.
And Cameron Yates.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, get another bag.
No, Cameron gets
Yeah.
one. Only Cameron, and the starting 11.
Love it, boys.
Nice.
Boys,
Okay.
who's been
What are
winning
your
at
hobbies?
the cricket and football?
What was that?
Didn't quite catch
Who's
that.
been? I said, who's been winning at cricket and football in the garden?
Jay's been winning cricket. I've been winning football.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Who's in the Wycombe EDA? Who isn't?
What's the next question, boys?
What are your hobbies outside of football?
Oh, great question.
Who's going?
You've got to think of
You
something
go.
first. they just live and breathe football, you see. They don't do anything else.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Probably getting a beer or
yeah.
something.
I've been during this. It's allowed me to kind of do some. I spoke to Wills a couple of weeks ago about this. Doing some studying that I've been trying to get done the last couple of years. It's given me a great opportunity to start doing that a lot more and kind of allow me to not be tired after training to do it. So that's been good for me to start learning some other stuff. Hobbies wise, you can't really do a lot at home, can you? Just one big thing that we do look forward to is Nick Freeman is the quiz master, and he puts on some brilliant quizzes. So that's the highlight of our week, and I think we've got one tonight coming up from him.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
Any other hobbies? Or any of the squad got interesting hobbies that you know of?
Josh loves a good conspiracy theory, doesn't he?
Doesn't he?
Conspiracy.
He does.
Josh. I don't know if he actually starts them or if he jumps on them. I'm not sure. Both, but I think he enjoys both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not commenting on that.
No.
Cam with his guitar.
I play the guitar
Cam and
quite a lot,
Alex guitar.
Yeah.
A good little band forming, I think. We'll have to get together for a rock show or something when this is over.
Gaffer on lead vocals.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anyone's knocking him off the vocals, are they? Boys, have you got any more questions? If not, I'll go to a couple from the viewers. Yeah.
JJ, this is probably more of a question for you. Who knows how the sweet business began?
The sweet business. I'm just going to make up an answer that sounds right in my head now. And was something to do with sugar and like boiled sweets, I think. And it was a man called Dave Rowntree invented it.
Sounds like a good guess. Boys, do you know the answer?
Yep, it was Oxford away, and I gave out marshmallows to JJ.
Oh, when you did, I thought you invented sweets.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Right. Okay.
Sorry,
slightly
you got a
misleading
wife
question there, but I thought it was a great answer. Two answers there.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Go on.
According to the Wycombe Top Trump card, Cash gets the fastest player in the squad. Do you agree?
Yeah,
No.
I'd say so.
No, look.
No.
What would Cashkit be?
Cashkit has 85 pace. So JJ
Same as
wins.
me.
Yeah,
same as me.
fake news.
Oh, no,
Fake news.
88. I've got 88, sorry. 88.
So you're the fastest.
Well, you said it, so yeah, must be true.
Gotta go on the stats.
I would say, yeah,
Hold on.
I don't know. We've got a few fast players in this team.
Yeah, I think Scotty just edged it.
Yeah, I
Doesn't it?
wouldn't like to call it.
But then he hasn't raced
Scotty
Fred.
or
yet.
Fred,
Scotty and Fred. Yeah, Scotty and Fred.
Scotty and Fred need to race, I think.
Yeah.
So your cat,
All right, guys, I think we've got time. That's my son, actually. He's,
Are your cat or your son?
that's my baby boy. He's just had a little accident, so it's new nappy time. Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily, I'm on this, so I can't rush to the rescue, you see. So
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
timed it well. Right, boys, I think we've got time for one or two more questions, and then some of us have got work to do and nappies to change. So over to you.
Okay, I just have one little thing about a hobbies one. I feel like Stockdale would enjoy dressing up.
Stockdale, what
Yeah.
hobbies do you think?
You said he'd enjoy dressing up.
Yeah. Dressing up,
That's
fancy
right,
dress parties,
Yeah.
karaoke, I reckon. Lots of things to keep
Fishing.
him entertained.
Fishing in his lake that he just
Yeah.
decided to build. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Well, guys, I think we're going to call it a day there. I've got something on at 2:00. We've got loads of things going on. at the club still. Go on.
And this, I'm going to thank Pete Kuhig for staying in England.
Yeah, great comment, mate. Yeah, he's working very hard, Pete. His family are over in the States, but Pete's still here in England, still working hard every single day. I get messages from him at first thing in the morning, last thing at night. He's working really hard, and I know he misses all the fans, and that's why he's enjoyed Chairboys Live so much. So he'll appreciate that. Thank you, Stanley. Any last comments from you, Jake and Stanley?
Yeah, I've got one.
Go on.
Thank you for letting us do this.
It's been our pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah,
have you got
thanks
some
for coming,
schoolwork for you
boys.
this afternoon?
Thank you very much, lads.
Yeah, cheers, lads.
Looking forward to see you back at Adams Park soon.
Yeah, you too.
Hey,
Hopefully.
get
And
them
we'll get around
sweets
to that
stocked
being
up
with the
there,
shot
boys.
episode at some point. So yeah, keep planning your questions and things like that and challenges for the boys, because we'll make that happen one day. JJ, go back to learning FIFA and picking yourself and signing yourself for Barcelona and whatever it is you'll be doing.
Yeah,
JJ.
no doubt. Yeah.
Do you know how to upgrade the player?
No idea. No idea.
Well, if you find out, make yourself a 99 race.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. That's even
Everything
better than the one
99
I've got.
except progression.
All right. Well, he's got time on
Okay,
his
yeah.
side. I'm sure he can do it. Cam, keep going on the guitar, mate. We'll get you up for a performance
Will do,
at
mate.
some point. We'll have a party at the park once this is over.
Bye.
Wills,
We'll
stay
see.
safe.
We'll see.
Get a haircut at some point, but you're all right for now. Cheers for joining, and we'll see you all soon. All right, take care, guys.
See you later, boys.
Nice one.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Enjoy your week.
Well,